What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, bringing in another Pokemon VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Togekiss. This Pokemon is a really awesome Pokemon, a great support option and a great offensive option as well, due to the new Dynamax engine. Since you can Dynamax Pokemon, you slap a weakness policy onto it, and now it's just a very offensive, very bulky Pokemon out of nowhere. This is one of the Pokemon that fill that category very, very well, as it has a couple of weaknesses that are pretty prevalent in the meta, namely Rock and Steel being fairy flying type Pokemon. You have things like Excadrill, Tyranitar coming in, hitting for super effective and then not killing, and then you're able to pop your weakness policy and start doing insane damage with huge buffs, because this Pokemon has access to a lot of really good max attacks, things like max airstream, stuff like max the fairy attack, max starfall, I think is, yeah, max starfall, being able to stop status on your partner Pokemon on it being anything grounded. It puts up Misty Terrain, which stops effects of status onto grounded Pokemon, which is really good for this Pokemon. Even though it's flying, it doesn't stop itself, but it is what it is. We also have Max Flare, stuff like that, being able to set fire or set sun and then do really good heaps of damage. So this Pokemon is really, really good. It also has access to a couple of really good abilities here. So our first one that we're going to be talking about is Serene Grace. This doubles the secondary effect of an attack used by this Pokemon, so that screams Air Slash. Air Slash has a 30% chance to flinch a Pokemon, and flinching a Pokemon is really, really powerful, as it just stops their turn. It just turns off their turn, and this Pokemon's actually pretty fast, so putting out Air Slash on something really quickly, getting flinched, this Pokemon actually is very, very strong for that. And then you pair it with something like Paralysis, so you pair it with something like Grimmsnarl hitting a Thunder Wave, and then your opponent is just not doing anything. And that's very good. And then we also have access to a second hidden ability, to another ability, is the hidden ability Super Luck, which gives you higher crit hit ratio. Very powerful, actually, when you don't use moves like the Air Slash. So on a couple of support sets, you'll see only using something like Dazzling Gleam, and then you're running Super Luck, giving a higher chance to crit opponents, especially since Dazzling Gleam is a multi-targeting hit. You double or you add to your crit hit ratio on both opposing Pokemon. I keep hitting my head into this. But yeah, I mean, this Pokemon is really, really awesome. We'll talk about its stats here real quick, and then we'll talk about some of its moves. So first off, we have speed at 80, which is not bad. It's not insane, but it's not bad. It's a good mid-speed tier. And then once you start using Max Airstream, your speed is just gonna start getting crazy. So that's really good. As far as its bulk, it's actually really bulky. 85 HP isn't insane, but when you start looking at defenses, 95 defense and 115 special defense, this Pokemon can actually take a lot of attacks, especially when you give it a berry like the Barberry Berry or something. This Pokemon can just take a lot of attacks really easily. And that's a really good thing for this Pokemon, especially since on support, this Pokemon has a lot of really good moves for support. And then we're also looking at a special attack at 120, which is actually really good as well. 50 attack is terrible, but we're just going to use special attack anyway, so that is fine. Looking into some of its moves here, first off, we got Air Slash with the Serene Grace ability. This gives a really high chance of flinching, and it's just a very powerful attack in general. 30% chance to flinch, and then it's double, so 60% chance to flinch, so super good chance of flinching there with that Pokemon. We also have access to some other good moves, Aura Sphere, if you need fighting, if you need a fighting attack on there, it's special, so it's a good move for that, good coverage. Extreme Speed, which we're not using, but it is interesting that it gets that. Tri Attack is another interesting move. However, it's not stab, but it does have a 20% chance of hitting one of these Burn, Freeze, or Paralyze, so that could be an option potentially as well, which is pretty cool. Ancient Power is another one, 10% chance. It goes to a 20% chance to raise all your stats, so that's pretty cool. Not going to be using it, but it's cool. Yawn is a very powerful move, being able to effectively shut off Dynamaxes, essentially, after a turn or two. And then also just shedding just about everything off in general. Sleeping everything is very, very powerful. So that's another powerful move. We have a really good support move. After You is another good move. Since it's pretty speedy, this could see play at some point. Safeguard is another interesting thing. Follow Me is one of the most important things to remember about this Pokemon, actually. Redirection is very powerful in any meta, especially this meta. It's very powerful in this meta in general. Being able to stop Dynamax moves from targeting, just going right into Togekiss. So that's a really good thing, is Follow Me. Just about every set that you're going to see Togekiss, Follow Me is going to be on it. It is a big portion to why people even choose to play Togekiss on their team, having access to Follow Me for redirection. There's only a few Follow Me users in this gen in general, but Follow Me is very strong, and Togekiss is an amazing Pokemon for that. Then we have Baton Pass. That's interesting, but we're not going to be using it. Wish as well is cool, but we're not using it. Sweet Kiss is an option, although it has only 75 accuracy. Sweet Kiss being able to cause confusion, although I believe that is higher than Confuse Ray. If I might be wrong on that, though, don't quote me. But yeah, I mean, those are all very good moves. We have Magical Leaf is a cool move, not really going to use it. Solar Beam is cool, not really going to use it. Thunder Wave is an option as well, but we're using Yawn mostly because it has a guaranteed accuracy rate. So Thunder Wave hitting 90 is going to miss every now and again. And that's just how it be sometimes. Light Screen and Reflect, although usually there's going to be a better screens user, especially like Grimmsnarl or even things like Whimsicott can potentially be better. Dragapult uses Reflect in some sets, so these two are good, but may not use them. I don't think I use them on any of our sets today. Protect obviously gets it. Sunny Day is interesting. Rain Dancer is interesting. These are cool, but you're not really going to use them very frequently. We also have access to Max Flare, so that's a better way of setting Sun if that's what you want to do. Helping Hand is a really good option as well. It learns Imprison, but it doesn't get Trick Room, so I don't know what we're really imprisoning. That seems to be the main thing. Mystical Fire, but we get Fire Blast, so it's probably going to be Fire Blast. Air Slash, we already learned that. We actually have Flamethrower, so Flamethrower or Fire Blast is going to be an offensive option as well. Flamethrower or Fire Blast, whichever one you want to use. Psychic's another option, but we're probably not going to use it. Amnesia's neat, but probably not going to use it. Same with Substitute. Overall, just gets a lot of really cool moves. Encore. A lot of these moves are better on Prankster Pokemon, but things like Helping Hand and Follow Me are really good. The biggest reasons we use this Pokemon. Yawn's also a very, very powerful option. Ally Switch is another very powerful option, honestly. And then Dazzling Gleam is going to be the fairy stab move of choice. We also get Morning Sun, which is cool, but we're not really using it. So yeah, that's a little rundown on Togekiss. We're going to go into some of these sets here real quick. The first one, the one that I think you'll see the most likely is Weakness Policy Togekiss. This is where you max your HP and then you Dynamax and Weakness Policy, and then pretty much you become super, super bulky, and then no matter what your opponent hits you with, even if it's a super effective on like a sweeper Pokemon, so like an Excadrill's Max Steel Spike, you still live that every time with Weakness Policy. So that makes this Pokemon insanely powerful. It just gives it double special attack or double regular attack, notably double special attack as we don't use any regular attack. But Weakness Policy is going to pop and make this Pokemon very, very powerful right off the bat. Serene Grace, you have to Dynamax, so Serene Grace isn't going to see the light of day. On the Dynamax set, they usually knock it out before it's Dynamax, so the ability doesn't get huge mileage. You can use Super Luck as well, but we're using Serene Grace on this set just because. Air Slash gives you, like I said, 30% chance to flinch the target. It's really good. It goes to 60, but this is going to turn into Max Airstream, which is what we're going to use a lot of the time, especially with start with Excadrill or something like that. Togekiss becomes a sweeper after Weakness Policy pop, and then you make your guys really fast with Max Airstream, and then you're just really fast, really strong out of nowhere, and Togekiss becomes a monster of a Pokemon. You also have access to Dazzling Gleam. Like I said, Dazzling Gleam gives you Max Starfall, which can help your partner Pokemon not get status, which is really good as well. Unfortunately, then you can't status, but we're not using Yawn on this set anyway. Helping Hand on this set should be Flamethrower or Fire Blast. Mostly just to have access to Max Flare, being able to set Sun for a partner Pokemon potentially, as well as just making your next turn's Fire Blast or Max Flare insanely powerful in the Sun. So that's another option. This could be Helping Hand on this set if you wanted to. It doesn't matter, but this is going to be our offensive set. So this will probably be some form of Fire Blast or Flamethrower, or another coverage move, something like Aura Sphere or Psychic or something. Whatever you really need to cover that your partner Pokemon. So with Excadrill, we use something like Fire Blast. Not really, for any particular reason. But we are playing Follow Me as well. This becomes Max Guard when you max, so that's another reason Follow Me is really useful. And then you also have this as an option if you don't want to Dynamax immediately. You can Follow Me and then have your partner Pokemon do the work. So that's another option as well. For our stats, we have Max into HP and Speed, and then Timid Nature to make Speed super plus. We're at 145, getting really fast, and then throwing out Max Airstreams. This Pokemon just becomes super fast and super powerful. And when you max it, it becomes really bulky, so that your opponent kind of has to deal with it with super effective, and then it pops Weakness Policy, and then he's fast and strong and bulky. Not as bulky after the super effective attack, but this Pokemon just becomes a huge threat that your opponent has to deal with almost immediately. So that's an amazing thing with Togekiss. Then we also have the more bulky, more defensive sets, supportive sets. So this first one, this was the set that Shoma, I believe Shoma, used at the World Champion Invitational, in second place in the Dragapult Togekiss Rain Room team. This is the set: Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Yawn, Helping Hand, Super Luck, Babbery Berry. The spread probably is not the same. I just made this one up for the set, but Babbery Berry gives you the softens the blow, halves the damage from Steel type super effective attacks. So that makes things like Steel Spike and Iron Head just nullified. It does no damage. It doesn't do no damage. It still does like a good percent of damage, like 30, 40, 50, 60%. I don't remember. I need to run calcs. But this is very good. Super Luck. Babbery Berry is very good. And then we also have Super Luck. Since we're not using Air Slash, we're going to use Super Luck to potentially get crits with Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me for redirection, Yawn to spread sleeps, and then Helping Hand to make your partner Pokemon very big. So this was the strat with Togekiss Dragapult. You would use Togekiss to Follow Me, and then Dragapult would go ahead and Dragon Dance. So you essentially got your Dragon Dance for free every time. Not for free, because Togekiss will die sometimes, but they'll target down Dragapult, and then Togekiss will be like, yeah, okay, attack me. And then the next turn, you Helping Hand, Dragapult, you max your Dragapult, and just start hitting really powerful attacks with Max Steel Spike, making you more bulky, Max Phantasm, and Max Whirlwind. Just making your guys very powerful, attacking really hard, and then being able to Helping Hand, just take Okos every single turn after then. And then you also have Dazzling Gleam for some spread damage if you don't kill something, but usually Helping Hand, Dragon Dance, Dragapult is going to kill just about everything. Honestly, this Pokemon, it just becomes huge. And then for our third set is very similar to the last set, although I did a couple of calcs, and with Babbery Berry and defense at 188 with Bold, this is actually just enough to guarantee not die to a max invested Choice Band Excadrill Max Steel Spike. Max invested, Max Steel Spike, Choice Band. So Choice Band doesn't matter because it's Steel Spike. But this lives everything that an Excadrill can attack you with. It lives everything that any Steel Pokemon can attack with. So yeah, Babbery Berry plus this exact stat investment is enough. 68 and 252 into the HP, and then we just pour the rest of it into speed just to be as fast as possible to be able to spread Yawns. Follow Me and Helping Hand are actually just enough. They're priority, so you don't have to worry about the speed. Yawn is spreading, and then Air Slash. This could also be Dazzling Gleam if you wanted that when you're set more. And then you just change this ability to Super Luck instead of Serene Grace. But we have Super Luck to just, or we had Serene Grace so that we can hit more flinches, because flinching is very, very powerful. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these Togekisses. Another potential partner Pokemon that we didn't talk about much was Snorlax. This is just another, the G-Max Snorlax, just so that you can belly drum. You redirect with Follow Me on a Togekiss, and then you belly drum up. You get your free belly drum +4 attack, and then you max, and then hit G-Max Replenish over and over and over, and kill every single thing, and heal up, and never take damage, because you're just so big. So that's pretty much the play with this. So you can play Togekiss in general 2 different ways: support or very, very offensive. Complete polar opposites, I know, but being able to max and then max Airstream for your Pokemon like Excadrill on the partner side, getting faster and stronger. And then you can also spread Dazzling Gleam so this guy doesn't get sleeped, or Follow Me as an option as well. And then max Fire Blast, set the Sun, potentially attack with Charizard, Solar Power Charizard or something like that. Along the way, Setting Sun could be good as well, just stopping Max Geysers from doing much damage, or Fish, or really whatever. So yeah, I mean, overall this is just a very good Pokemon. Can be ran a couple of different ways: strong or bulky. Not bulky, supportive. Yawn, Follow Me, Helping Hand. This Pokemon is amazing, honestly. That's about it. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe. And yeah, I mean, tell me if you want any other guides in the future or whatever you really want to see. I'm gonna try to start making more videos here soon, like faster, or like more per day and more daily and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you had a good holiday and Happy New Year as well. So thank you for watching.